What if I told you you had the power to save the world? If you knew exactly what you needed to do to save the world, would you do it? In this era of uncertainty and despair, where the weight of our collective actions threaten to engulf us, there remains a glimmer of hope. Amongst the chaos, we find ourselves standing at the precipice of change, with the power to shape the destiny of our planet. The Anthropocene, a time defined by our dominance over the Earth's fate, yet our influence has yielded little but destruction. We've strayed far from nature's perfect blueprint, arrogantly believing we could improve upon perfection. We are witnessing the alarming loss of precious topsoil, the very foundation of life. And each year, millions of tonnes erode away, leaving behind barren lands and dead zones in our oceans. The veil of topsoil that sustains us is treated as expendable, yet its loss threatens our very existence. Water, once abundant, now scarce. Trillions of litres lost to evaporation and inefficiency, exacerbating the impact of drought and climate change. Our reliance on outdated irrigation methods drains vital resources, pushing us towards a future of scarcity and deprivation. And decades of chemical dependency have left our soils depleted and our crops vulnerable. The relentless pursuit of higher yields has led to a cycle of diminishing returns at the expense of our health and our environment. We must acknowledge the bankruptcy of this approach and seek sustainable alternatives. Our disregard for biodiversity has destabilised ecosystems, leaving them vulnerable to collapse. Monoculture reigns supreme, suffocating the soil and extinguishing life. The loss of insects, essential pollinators, and stewards of the land threatens the very fabric of our existence. Yet, amidst the despair, there is hope. By nurturing our soil, we can heal the wounds we've inflicted upon the earth. Through regenerative practices and a return to humility, we can forge a path towards a sustainable future. It's time to embrace our role as stewards of the land and reclaim our connection to nature. For in the soil lies the key to our salvation, and it is within our grasp to save the world. We're having an early night tonight because we've got something exciting to attend tomorrow. Paul and I decided to attend a local Granite Borders Landcare Committee event or workshop called Soil Health to Your Wealth, and it was presented by Graham Sayet. He's the owner of the business called Nutritech Solutions. Graham specialised in sustainable and regenerative agriculture, plant nutrition and human health. And I just want to share with you some of the amazing things that we learned when we went to this workshop. One of the most profound things that Graham said was, if you look at the etiology of the words humus and human, they mean the same thing, and it means from and of the earth. And interestingly, the word humility means the same thing, close to the earth. And ironically, it is because of this lack of humility that has pretty much brought us to the brink. The first thing was nitrogen abuse, a silent killer lurking beneath the surface. Radioactive tagging has exposed the devastating truth. For every kilogram of nitrogen applied beyond necessity, 100 kilograms of carbon are scorched from our soils, eroding their very essence. Nitrates are notorious carcinogens, poison our waters and permeate our crops, leaving a toxic legacy in their wake. With each uptake, they dilute the nutrients within plants, hollowing out the very essence of our sustenance. An insect pressure, often dismissed as a nuisance, is in fact nature's janitorial service, essential for purging the waste and preserving the delicate balance of ecosystems. The spectre of global warming looms large, a harrowing amalgamation of ocean warming, acidification, methane release, and melting ice threaten our very existence. For decades, we've basked in the glow of the post-war boom, powered by the ancient sunlight trapped in oil and coal. Yet our prosperity has come at a staggering cost. Since 1950, we've unleashed a torrent of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere, fueled by an unprecedented climate crisis. Unfortunately, reducing emissions is not going to save the day. Graham said that even if we reduced our emissions to 0%, we would just go back to the levels that it was in 1974, but that is still too warm. And that it's actually the ocean acidification that's more to worry about than global warming, because it's absorbing all the CO2. And this means that within 20 years, some of the animals in the ocean won't survive. So what will happen to those communities that rely on them? So many people become overwhelmed with all this information and say there's nothing you can do to stop climate change. But I just want to reiterate that apathy has no place in this situation. How do we confront this looming crisis? This man-made fever threatening our planet's very existence? The answer lies not in despair but in action. It's time to heed the call of nature, to reclaim our stewardship of the land, and to forge a path towards a sustainable future. The time for rescue is now, before it's too late. So the thing is, there's only been the same amount or the same number of molecules of carbon in the world since it existed, and carbon's present in all things, but we just need to get the carbon back into our soil or our humus, because all the carbon that used to be in our soil, in our humus, is now up in our atmosphere, thickening the blanket of CO2 and heating the world and changing the climate. So we really all need to take responsibility and play a role in trying to do our best to improve the situation. The major reason for our dramatic loss of precious topsoil relates to the loss of the soil glue called humus. Humus is what helps our soil stick together and stops it from being washed away in a storm or being blown away. Humus stores carbon, minerals, and water. We have gone from 5% down to 1.5% in terms of global organic matter levels. The second player in topsoil loss involves the over-cultivation of soils. Every time we open a soil, we oxidize humus. And if we work a soil wet, we quadruple this loss. Minimum till farming and gardening is an essential strategy. The third factor in the loss of humus and soil stability relates to the decimation of fungi in our soils. Fungi create a stable humus which lasts for a minimum of 35 years. So mulch and cover crops serve as nature's protective shield, guarding the soil against erosion and nutrient loss. Diversity above ground fosters diversity below ground, creating a thriving ecosystem that sustains soil health. Enter the humble earthworm, nature's unsung hero. These remarkable creatures are more than mere diggers. They are fertilizing machines, enriching the soil with vital nutrients and enhancing its water holding capacity. Vermicomposting, powered by special composting worms, accelerates the decomposition process while incubating valuable microorganisms unique to earthworms. The resulting compost is the powerhouse of fertility, outperforming conventional compost by leaps and bounds. So let's cultivate the earthworm, fostering their proliferation in our soils and harnessing their transformative power to rejuvenate degraded landscapes. By nurturing these tiny allies, we can safeguard our topsoil and pave the way for a sustainable future. For in the humble earthworm lies the key to preserving our planet's precious soils. In the realm of climate change, farming and gardening, the key word is infiltration. Despite receiving the same amount of rainfall, we're experiencing fewer rainfall events. And to enhance infiltration, we must address two critical factors: the calcium-magnesium ratio and the fungi-bacteria ratio. Both are essential for creating a breathing soil that promotes gas exchange and water infiltration. Toxic chemicals plague our food supply, infiltrating our bodies and wreaking havoc on our health. It's time to banish these harmful substances from our homes and gardens, embracing natural alternatives for the sake of our well-being. Multi-species cover crops holds the key to soil rejuvenation, fostering a vibrant ecosystem that nourishes the soil and promotes biodiversity. By combining cereals, grasses, brassicas, legumes, we can unleash a cascade of compounds that supercharge soil life and enrich our landscapes. Legumes emerge as champions of soil health, offering nitrogen fixation and improving soil structure. To optimise nitrogen management, we must ensure adequate supplies of sulphur and other essential nutrients. So there is hope. By building organic matter into our soils, we can step into the carbon cycle and mitigate the impacts of climate change. Your garden, your patch of the planet, can be your greatest contribution to this urgent challenge. Producing your own nutrient-dense food from your home garden isn't just about sustenance, it's about wellness. The act of tending to your garden can be a powerful stress-reducing tool, while the flavoursome, chemical-free produce it yields nourishes both body and soul. Your garden holds the key to a healthier, more vibrant life. Supermarket food, sourced from faceless suppliers and subjected to long distances and storage, often lacks the vitality and flavour of homegrown produce. By harvesting immediately before consumption, you ensure the maximum nutrition and taste, reclaiming the lost essence of fresh garden-to-table cuisine. We choose to support regenerative farmers, those who recognise the interconnectedness of soil health, crop resilience, and planetary well-being. We strive to produce nutrient-dense food with forgotten flavours, minding our own patch to combat global warming. And in the workshop, Graham pressed us to get expert help in soil testing, adopting microbe-friendly practices, introducing beneficial microbes and nurturing soil life. We can revitalise our lands and usher in a new era of agricultural abundance. It's time to embrace these practices and pave the way towards a healthier, more sustainable future for all. So if you live in the city and you don't have room to grow your own fruits and vegetables, the other thing that you can do is just make sure you buy from local organic farmers who are actually putting humus back into the ground. They are the ones that will save the day. Another thing you can do personally is just make sure you compost all your organic materials. Another thing we can do is direct our superannuation funds into companies that will invest in renewable energy rather than those adding to the problem, and also by voting for politicians that are committed to finding solutions about these issues. Humus has a lot of minerals and vitamins in it, so when you grow fruit and vegetables with humus, the fruit and vegetables are full of those vitamins and nutrition. So basically we're not getting the same sort of nutrition that our grandparents used to have. We've had trouble growing things here, and it could be the soil, it could be the weather, but whatever it is, we've started testing the soil and we will report on that in another video coming up soon. Soil microorganisms are the unsung heroes of farming success, yet they've been under siege in modern agriculture. Humus, that sweet-smelling, chocolate-coloured substance, is not just a byproduct of microbial activity, it's the very foundation of soil health. Acting as a storage medium for minerals, humus fosters the symbiotic relationship between microbes and plants, driving soil and plant resilience. While bacteria plays a crucial role in carbon turnover, it's fungi that create the stable humus through intricate bonds with clay. Unlike the short-lived active carbon produced by bacteria, fungal-derived humus remains in the soil for decades, safeguarding carbon stocks and promoting soil stability. So including legume cover crops and pastures and under cereal crops stimulates fungal activity, promoting the crumb structure and nutrient cycling. Wood vinegar, a byproduct of biochar production, is emerging as a versatile solution for pest protection instead of using chemicals. It's also a fertilizer enhancement and microbial stimulator. So in addressing the root cause of soil degradation and nutrient depletion, we pave the way for a more resilient, sustainable agricultural future. By embracing practices that promote humus building, reduce chemical reliance, and enhance crop nutrition, we not only improve yields but also safeguard the health of our soils and ecosystems. It's time to prioritise soil health as a cornerstone of climate resilience and food security. So now that you know all this, what are you going to do to save the world?